Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube video. Today it's going to be an update video on a bunch of projects. So first things first, I'll update on this one. Those who remember in the previous video, this was a Pakistani knife the blade was pure junk. So luckily it did have a real bone handle, real brass guard and pommel, and I reused the original plastic spacers, plus I added a few leather ones in. And I drilled a hole completely through the brass and pinned it together like it should be. And the blade itself is from an old Nicholson file, and darn, that thing has a good edge on it. I'm very happy how that turned out, and I gave it a traditional stick tang design going all the way through the handle to the back where it's peened on and then ground flush. I love how that turned out, and I designed it to where it's curved this way to where it curves to your hand really well. And this one will be put for sale very soon. It'll be going straight on eBay. Next is this one I worked on. This is made from that old giant handsaw blade. It's a classic butcher knife. Let me go get mine real quick. I modeled this after my Remington butcher's knife that my father had given to me. And this one I made full tang, and I made the pins out of stainless steel, ground them flush. Well, peened them, then ground them flush, and put a nice handle on it. Beautiful. That one will be put for sale. This one won't be put for sale just yet, because this one I ran into a bit of a problem. Upon re-drilling the holes for the pins, I accidentally drilled them too big and attempted to try to fix it, and I ended up breaking the pin inside the handle. So I'm going to have to take this handle off, redo the whole thing before this one can be put for sale. And then this one is one of those prop knives that I had built. This one actually turned out a lot better. This is the last prop knife I will be making, because a friend of mine just recently commissioned me to build him a Freddy Krueger glove. And so this is the last prop knife I'll be making. And it's got a real wood handle, real metal blade, stainless steel pins, grounded flush. And this one will be put for sale as well. Next is a update on the Cold Steel Range Boss. Those who may remember, I picked this up in D-Queen. And when I got back, I decided since I wasn't going to sell it, I would actually use this. I kept this on my workbench for quite a while. And I will admit, it cuts pretty good for being a Taiwan knife. My only complaint is it does not stay sharp very long. I have to resharpen it almost 2 to 3 times after I've used it. And that's the only thing I don't like about it. So this one's going to not stay on my workbench anymore. This one's going to go in my collection. And next update is on this old timer. Those who remember, my good friend Rusty gave me a Charade 50T that didn't have any handles. And I was luckily, before I left, I found another 50T that had handles, but the blade was in horrible condition. So what I did is I robbed the handles off that one and stuck it on this one. And it turned out beautiful. This one's going to go great in my collection. And the parts that from this knife that I can still use, I kept them, because you can never have too many parts. And next is this one I made. This is a nice little short sword I made. Got really bored and decided to go a little bit outside my comfort zone. Put some nice sawbacks on the back of it. Put a nice guard on it, and reused another piece of that hammer that I used on another knife. It's got a stick tang going all the way through, pinned and bolted on. So that one will be put for sale too. And last but not least is an update on this Craftsman Revolver. Those who may remember, I bought this while I was down in D-Queen. And I initially thought this thing had already been sealed, but upon me and my brother going to shoot this thing, it instantly leaked air. And when I took the CO2 tank out, I realized the green seal that's normally inside this is gone. So I'm going to get a seal kit, reseal it, and then fire it in another video. But it still cycled pretty good, and it still shot once or twice before it ran out of air. Still an overall good buy. So that's all the updates I've got so far. And I'll be doing another video on how I sharpen some of my knives, because one of my old friends has decided to ask me if I could do a video on sharpening certain blades. So I'm going to get a certain amount of different blades together and show you how to sharpen each individual one. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you are willing to purchase anything in this lot, not all of this, some of this is going to be on our eBay page, which I will put in the description of this video. So I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, stay sharp.